Was Egypt truly the gift of the Nile, the whisper of the river? There is a land where the sun never ceases its conversation with the sand, a land of seemingly eternal silence. Here, time itself appears to have fallen asleep in every tiny grain. The desert, proud, majestic, yet utterly merciless in its aridity. It is a vast canvas painted in the yellow of sun and the brown of longing. And then, amidst that stillness, a song begins. A gentle, persistent melody, piercing through all the harshness. It is not the song of the wind, nor of the sand. It is the song of water, the song of the Nile. The ancient Greeks, with the eyes of poets and philosophers, saw this wondrous harmony, and the historian Herodotus uttered a phrase, simple yet containing an eternal truth. Egypt is the gift of the Nile. But is a gift merely something given? Or is it a relationship, a sacred marriage between earth and water, between humanity and nature? Today, let us listen to that story. The story of a river that gave birth to a civilization. The cycle of life. Every year, when the tropical rains in the far-off lands of Ethiopia poured down, they would merge with the Nile's flow like whispered promises. The river began to change. From a tranquil emerald blue, it transformed, carrying fertile silt from the highlands of East Africa. And then, the flood would come. Not a flood of destruction, but a rise full of grace. The water overflowed its banks, covering the parched fields with a layer of fresh, life-giving water and a thick, black mud, that golden silt, carrying life itself. This was the first gift, the land. Within that mud lay seeds, nutrients, the promise of a bountiful harvest. The ancient Egyptians did not fight the river. They learned to dance to its rhythm. They invented tools to channel water to farther places, digging canals like small veins distributing life to every corner of the kingdom. They created a calendar, not based on the moon, but on the river's 3 seasons. Ake, the season of inundation, Parade, the season of growth, and Shimu, the season of harvest. Their lives were a symphony composed by the heartbeat of the Nile. And then, the second gift revealed itself, abundance. From those silted fields, wheat and barley grew in vibrant green. Grain was not just for sustenance. It was currency, it was power. When people no longer had to worry about daily bread, they had time to think, to dream, to create. The Nile became the first great highway. The sailboats, harnessing the northern winds to travel upstream, and the southern current to travel downstream, became the extended arms of the kingdom. Stone from distant quarries was transported to build temples. Grain from the south was brought to the north. The Nile did not just irrigate the land. It connected the hearts and minds of a nation. And then, the greatest gift was forged, civilization. The surplus of food and prosperity from trade allowed for an elite class to emerge. Rulers, architects, priests, and scribes. They were the ones who spent their lives observing the stars, calculating, and creating the wonders that would astonish humanity millennia later. The pyramids, the colossal temples, writing, medicine, astronomy, all were built upon the foundation of stability and abundance provided by the Nile, the gift and the imbalance. But history is never a straight line. The river's gift, ironically, also carried the seed of inequality. The fertility concentrated along a narrow strip of land created a highly stratified social structure. Power and wealth, too, became concentrated in the hands of a few. The pharaoh, seen as the embodiment of the gods, the only one who could ensure the annual return of the floods, became a living god. And to build the great tombs for the pharaohs, the labor of tens of thousands was exhausted. The gift of the Nile, from a shared bounty, was gradually transformed into a tool to consolidate the power of a dynasty. The life given by the river was now used to serve the death and immortality of an individual. And sometimes, the river would grow angry. Or in some years, it would become strangely weak. In years of low floods, the water did not overflow, the land was not replenished, and crops failed. Famine raged. The total dependence on a single river became a fatal vulnerability. Egypt's greatness was also its fragility. They existed because of the Nile, and they could also collapse if that river changed. Time moved on, and modern humanity sought to tame the river. We built colossal dams to control the floods, to store the water, to generate power. We succeeded in turning the mysterious river into a tool for our service. But once again, we face a paradox. The dams trap the silt, the golden mud that once built Egypt. Without the silt, the land gradually degrades, forcing farmers to rely on chemical fertilizers. And as sea levels rise, the delta, no longer being replenished yearly, is slowly being eroded. We controlled the river, but inadvertently lost part of its primordial gift, the eternal marriage. So, was Egypt the gift of the Nile? Yes, but not only that. It was not a passive gift, like an item placed into a receiver's hands. It was more like a sacred marriage. The river gave the potential, water, silt, a pathway. But the Egyptian people, with their intelligence, patience, and unceasing labor, turned that potential into reality. They accepted nature's rhythm, learned to live in harmony with it, and from there, painted a picture of a civilization of unparalleled brilliance. The lesson from this millennia-old story lies perhaps not in what we receive, but in how we treat that gift. Egypt's history is a profound reminder of the relationship between humanity and the environment. When we respect, listen, and cooperate with nature, we can create miracles. But when we seek only to control, dominate, and exploit, we may unintentionally drain the very source of our life. The song remains. Thousands of years have passed. The pharaohs, the mighty dynasties, are now dust. The pyramids stand there, silent as the guardians of time. But the river remains the same. It still flows, as persistent and gentle as it was in the dawn of time. The song of the Nile has never ceased. It has only changed its tune. No longer are there prayers for the inundation, but the laughter of children remains, the sound of oars in the water, and the lights of riverside homes twinkling as night falls. Egypt, in its deepest meaning, is not just a gift. It is a love story, a story between a river and a people, a story of life born from symbiosis. And though time flows on and the world changes, that story, like the eternal waters of the Nile, will always be there to tell